It's been dark way too long in this place. That bright smile long gone been replaced. From ear to ear I see that fear in your face. Tell me when the last time you felt safe, cause there's some evil people in the streets. Evil at your front door, creeping while you sleep. It's time to raise up, show that evil we ain't weak. We don't turn the other cheek, I can show you how to be strong. Come on, follow me. Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. No more running from the bad guy, I'ma stare him in the eye like, what's up? I know the journey got hard for a minute, but I ain't giving this up. Yeah, I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up. We go. It's been dark way too long in this place. That bright smile long gone been replaced. From ear to ear I see that fear in your face. Tell me when the last time you felt safe, cause there's some evil people in the streets. Evil at your front door, creeping while you sleep. It's time to raise up, show that evil we ain't weak. We don't turn the other cheek, I can show you how to be strong. Come on, follow me. Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. No more running from the bad guy, I'ma stare him in the eye like, what's up? I know the journey got hard for a minute, but I ain't giving this up. Yeah, I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up. We go.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to Insights of a Survivor. I'm PJ again, coming in to bring you another week with just me. Well, maybe. I guess I spilled the beans that I'm going to have one of my children in this on the episode tonight. I'm not telling you which one yet, because again, some of you actually know my kids, so you're going to have to wait to see if it was him or her. But before we begin, I would like to first acknowledge that today's episode will cover sensitive topics, including domestic violence, survivorship, and healing in the healing journey. Some content may be sensitive or triggering for listeners who have experienced trauma. Excuse me, you guys. I'm nervous because my baby's on the show with me. So please take care of yourself while listening. Pause if needed. Reach out for support and prioritize your well-being because you have to take care of you first. Again, I'm nervous because I feel the nerves coming off of my baby and I just want to hug him, but I'm not going to hug him because then you'll see who it is and I don't want to give it away too early because we're not ready yet. So again, it's me, PJ, back to Insights of a Survivor. Today, I'm diving in something deeply personal, which brings me to why my child is here. And it's a topic that I've carried with me for a while. It's something that often goes untold, that people don't talk about this a lot. And I want to talk about my children and what it was like for them growing up in the home filled with domestic violence. When we talk about abuse, we often focus on just the survivor. You hear me talking about things I've overcome. You've heard me saying things that I've dealt with, how I healed and everything. And it's the person directly impacted by the violence. I am that person. But there's another group of innocent people who are profoundly affected, and they're often silent, and that's the children who are forced to witness this. And in my case, my children were raised in the home with my abuser. They're biological. We call him donor because he doesn't even get the title of father. They saw firsthand the cruelty of the world through his actions, and I want to share their perspective today of what they witnessed and how they felt about how it shaped them, because they see stuff differently. Sometimes they may block things out that I don't even know that has been blocked out. I just, we have to hear their perspective on what they remember. My children didn't just grow up in a home. They grew up in a war zone, one where every day was a battle. For them, the sounds of the shouting, the yelling, the screaming, the door slamming, the constant tension in the home, it just kind of became the backdrop of their childhood. And it wasn't just about witnessing the physical violence. It was about the emotional, psychological warfare that kind of tore us all apart. And as their mother, I carried the weight of trying to protect them while also enduring all of this abuse. But no matter what, I told you I could feel the nerves. Yep, it's getting there, baby. It's getting there. And how hard I tried. No one was sheltering them from the truth about what was happening. They saw some bruises, they saw me crying. They saw a lot of moments where I was broken down. And even worse, they kind of felt They felt that fear from me. They didn't just see their mother suffer. They also felt helpless in the middle of it. They had to deal with this not being able to help me go, fight this monster in our home. For a child, watching your mother in pain is kind of and unable to do anything about it is really devastating to a child. It's confusing and it's something that changes you. I know my children felt that way. They felt the gut wrenching helplessness, knowing that their mom was in pain and they were powerless to do something about it. They watched me be stripped of my strength. And in that, they also had to face their own vulnerabilities because they were babies. What were they going to do? What I've learned through conversations, some with them, some with others, is that they carried a unique kind of grief. It wasn't just about loss of a safe home, it was loss of their innocence. Their innocence were taken from them. They didn't grow up with the love that they deserved. And no matter how many times I tried to shield them from it, they were forced to see the darker side of the world at a very young age. They had to grow up faster than they should, learning that not everyone is kind and that cruelty can sometimes feel like it's a never ending reality. But the thing is, my children are resilient because they come from me. Just like I am, I know that they felt that pain, they felt that heartbreak, and they felt that confusion, but they also felt something else. They felt the strength to rise from it and not let it define who they are. I've always told them that what happened doesn't define who we are, but what we are capable of. So, yes, they have been through hell with me, but we're not bound by it. It doesn't have to determine our future or that we love the love that we have for each other because we are very close, even though we get on each other's nerves. The one you're gonna see get on my nerves, do it on purpose too. Sometimes, y'all, I'm not even gonna play with you. Over here smiling now. In fact, it can serve as fuel to push us forward. So for the first time ever, you ready, baby? For the first time ever, I'm joined by my very special guest, my son. Come on over. No, scoot your chair over. Scoot your chair over. We gotta see if we can see you. We gotta see. Can we see you? Can y'all see my son? He's trying to hide. No, we're not doing that. There we go. There we go. This is my son, my younger son. Um, his name is Isaiah. He goes by many names, but tonight we're going by the name I gave him, which is Isaiah. He's always been supportive of my healing journey, even though he's a little more soft spoken and he kind of keeps to himself. But tonight he's going to sit with me for a few minutes and share what he remembers of those years, how growing up in that environment has impacted him, especially how now that he is a single father, he's a single father himself. And I'm so proud of him. I've been getting on him about his hair and I'm about to mess it up for speaking his truth. So, first, hi, son. Say hi to everyone.
Hello, hey everybody. How you doing? I don't know if y'all can hear me very well. I speak really low.
That's okay. If you can't hear me, he said, hello, everyone. I hope you guys can hear me because I speak very low. I don't know if you can hear me, but just talk a little louder. It's okay. They're not gonna bite you. We on the camera. Nobody gonna jump through this screen. If they do, I'm a mama bear, y'all. I'm a mama bear. So let's just jump in, baby. You ready?
I'm ready.
What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think about how our home was back then when we were living with him?
I mean, it was unstable, I mean, it was a house. It was a home. Growing up, we always had, a house to live in. Everybody had our own rooms, whatever. But
You sure, brother?
I mean, the first that I remember having my own room.
Yeah, there was that one time. Okay. Okay. Well, it was stable, stable.
I mean, for a child, growing up in a certain environment is as stable as you know.
Okay. Well, how did it feel as a child watching me grow through a lot of the stuff that you can remember seeing me go through?
I like to stay in my room, lock myself in the room, watch. I stuck myself in the anime, whatever I would watch at the time, playing video games.
Put the stick down, baby. Put the stick down. Don't get nervous. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Did you ever try to protect me in your own way?
Ooh, yeah.
Coffee cup. Coffee.
Yeah.
Tell them a story.
I was in middle school. I was at home. I was sick.
He was sick.
I used to have asthma attacks very often. And There was one time where my donor, he would come in. He was trying to come into the house. At that time, they were separated,
We were divorced, actually.
not together anymore. And he thought he was gonna do whatever. I was sitting at the kitchen table. I was eating a bowl of cereal. And at the time, there was like a coffee mug, not a coffee mug, a coffee pot, sitting not too far away from me. So I knew, like, I was big. I was older by that time, and I knew if anything were to happen, I would have grabbed that coffee pot and handle business.
He was gonna crack him upside his head with that coffee mug if his donor would have tried to attack me, because at the time we weren't even together. He was over there just visiting, so it wasn't even like, this is not even your home.
For no reason. We in school hours. My brother and sister were gone at the time, so there was no real reason for him to be over there.
You know what? I have all these questions. I don't want to have to ask. You tell me, just kind of talk about your memories about what life was like with him around, and versus how life was when he was out of our life.
I mean, a lot of the time when he was around, there wasn't much done. I was always secluding myself. I would be in my room and doing my own thing. More of the times when he wouldn't be around, I would be out and about with me, Mom, Junior, Nene. We would all be outside doing our own thing. We would hang out with each other, watch TV. We would get in our own series. We would hanging out with each other. That's the main topic, main focus.
So you basically just avoided the situation so that you didn't have to see it. You like, I'm not gonna go in there. I don't want to see. What are your feelings about
not being around? That's my biggest thing is, if he's around, I'm not around.
What are your feelings about him and the things that as far as not? How do you feel about him as your dad?
I feel like he knows how to put up a good front when there's not aggression around. He would put up a picture. Think of it like a picture. If people are around to make him feel like he would be embarrassed by the type of actions that he would do, he would change persona, be a different person. But
who was he in the house though? Behind closed doors, who was he?
Behind closed doors, he was an aggressive. He was aggressive. Even stories that aren't about Madre, that are more about my brother. He's not a person that would be around my daughter to this day. I can definitely say that.
What are stories like when you say about your brother? What do you remember with how he interacted with you guys as him when he was with you?
Like I said, the majority of the time it's persona. He would be a whole completely different person, But say if somebody wouldn't do certain things to his standards, he never put his hands on me. I can definitely say that. But even stories that my brother has told me and him, we would share rooms a lot growing up. After we were older, stories that he would tell me, it's not stuff that I like to bring back into life,
Yeah, I get it. I mean, he's told me things too that I don't want to necessarily repeat, but it was some of those stories that he did tell me which was why I ended up like, okay, we got to get away from this man, because
definitely more that me preach.
Yes.
This is why I stay in my room.
So you said, you were a single father, and now that you are a dad, how do you think what you saw growing up impacts the way you parent my beautiful little baby girl? He don't want y'all to meet her. He said this is his time, but I'm gonna try to see if we can get her on here to say hi to y'all. Cause y'all seen her once or twice. Y'all know she's gorgeous.
Say, what was your question again?
How did what you saw impact how you?
This is where things are moving right, Things are moving good.
So, you want to tell it's funny. We laugh at this story now. At the time, I mean, and even at the time, we didn't care. If people hear it now, they're like, "Oh my God, what was the last thing that you remember? The last Christmas that you remember us having with him?" Remember the one where he asked if y'all felt like better off without him? That was Christmas Day.
I don't remember the day.
Okay.
You talking about like
when he kicked us out?
Yeah, we was at Rosita house.
Don't say names. We didn't say no any names. Your grandmother, his mom's house. Yes, that was one of the last memories that he actually had being around him. Because after that, we kind of just said no more.
He probably
You think? Excuse the music, the noise, y'all. Like the noise. So again, what he said was he was probably high off of some type of drug at the time, because the way he approached the children were not. There wasn't one of a father that to a son. I mean, to a child, to any child. Do you remember what he said?
Nah. I didn't really like that house to begin with. I tried to push that to the side.
What do you remember about times when because we went to court and he had visitation rights. If he didn't have visitation rights, he would send the police to my house. Okay, so just putting that out there, disclosure. What do you remember about your visits with him? Like when he would take you, how did you feel? Like, were you comfortable? Did you guys have fun? Did he try to at least be a semi-decent dad to you guys, or was it just like you say, that act in public and then behind closed doors it was?
I would say yeah. That, he always had that job at the fair. He always that fair job. So whenever he did have visitation, he would always take us to the fair, the same place that he would work at. We get discounts. So
I had to go with y'all. That don't count. I didn't want to be there.
Here and there. Sometimes we did, sometimes we didn't.
Oh, he took y'all without me. Mm-hmm. Oh, good. See, good memories. Okay.
We did the same thing each time.
Yeah, I know.
Same food, same rides.
So, if you can go back and talk to your younger self, that little boy who saw or heard too much or dealt with a lot, what would you tell him now? Like, what advice would you give my little Sancta? Mm-hmm.
Stream.
Streaming
now.
Stream now. Why would you? What would you stream? Our violent arguments?
No, video games.
Oh,
yeah, I was in video games.
Just kind of drown yourself.
You might as well make money out of it then.
Oh, you talking about what is that? Now. What was that little? It's like YouTube. What is it called? Twitch. You would have gotten you a Twitch account, and they would have heard us screaming in the background. Don't worry about it, y'all. That's a part of the video game, huh?
I'm drowning out with the headphones on. You playing GTA. Everybody like GTA. Go ahead, keep going.
Okay, and so if to any kids that are in that situation who doesn't like to stream, do you have any advice for kids who are in the home watching their mother or father? Because it isn't always women going through abuse. Sometimes it's men too. And they're watching one of their parents go through abuse. Do you have any advice that you would give them in regards to anything? Because it's not something that's easy. Like I always get that question at the end of a lot of my interviews. And the first time I was asked that question, I was like, I don't know what you want me to say. But what would you say?
Honestly, I have no clue what to say, but to the best of your abilities, keep moving forward. People get pushed in relationships that they don't deserve, and that gets pushed onto the children. All you should do is try to keep moving forward. Pray that things go better. Look for a brighter path. Look for something positive getting to.
I did something. I'm always doing something, y'all. Hold on. There we go. Oh, I see you, Brandy. Yes, this is my little man. You never got to meet him in person, B, but this is my son. How do you feel about me? This is the hard one. I don't want to ask you this, but how do you feel about me and how I handled being in the relationship with him as long as I was in the relationship with him?
Like I said, you handle your situation to the best of your abilities, if I was in that position, I don't know how I would handle it. I'll probably be in jail right now. I'll be in jail right now. Situations like that are not something that people need to be into.
I'm sorry that you had to go through that, Isaiah. I love you.
I love you.
Okay, y'all, I'm gonna let him run away.
Yeah, Mira.
Oh, you wanted me? Y'all want to meet the grandbaby, Zamira?
You want her in here so bad.
I want them to see you see what you created, what you did. You did a good job with this baby. Zamira, go over here with your daddy. Y'all done already seen her a million times. Look at her little face. Look at her little face.
I knew she didn't live here a million times. She said twice.
Where your daddy at? Where your daddy at? No, I mean right now.
Shadow.
Is your daddy fun? Yes.
Is you goofy like daddy?
Yeah. Who cook all your dinner? Who do it? Who do it? Daddy? You look confused, huh? Okay, son, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you so much. He get on my nerves, y'all. I be slapping him all the time. Okay.
She just let me.
No.
Nah, she just rubbed my face.
So this is what I wanted to discuss. So I'm gonna give a chance for them to get his baby. Okay, she wants to be in here one more time. Okay, one more time. Say hi. What's your name?
Zamira.
Zamira, how old are you?
5.
¿Tú hablas español?
No.
Okay, go. Thank you, son, for coming and sharing your story on my show.
We going to.
Yes, it's time to go, baby. And I just this is something that I feel like needed to be shared because a lot of people don't really talk about how abuse affects the children. I'll give them a minute to get out of here. She likes to take her time. I'm not a lot. Oh, he's pinning up my little wall thing, you guys. So really, this is my little humble abode. I usually have my back screen on. I think I might put it back up because I feel naked right now, you guys. I'm just gonna tell the truth. Let me put my background back on. But I do appreciate you guys hearing my son. He was really nervous. I wanted to make him stay this whole hour, y'all. I told him I did. I told him he didn't have to, but I was gonna try to stay. But I seen him trying not to. He was squirming, wasn't he? He's shy, but he did the best he could, and I appreciate him for coming and sharing his story with me. Okay, son, you're back.
Just gonna let you know, my name's not Dwayne Morton. They said Morton on your thing.
It does. His name is not Dwayne Morton. Why is it Dwayne Morton? Where do you see Dwayne Morton?
On your page.
Oh, it's on my actual page. No. Okay, if you're on my Facebook page, I thought I changed it. I didn't. Whatever page that you're on, his name is Isaiah, not Dwayne Morton. That was my awesome guest from last week. I guess I didn't change that on YouTube. I thought I changed it on everything else. So, like I was saying, shh. Your time is over, everyone. Now, please let me have my time. I'm sorry. They're still new to this. But seriously, we need to make sure that we are aware that it is not just the adults that are dealing with domestic violence. Children are just as much, if not more, of a victim than the adults because they can't fight back. They can't plan to leave. They don't have resources because when you are in a situation of domestic violence, you don't even know how to care for yourself and get the resources that you need for mental stability, let alone you're doing the best you can to make sure your children are stable mentally. But at the end of the day, they feel it, they hear it, they see it. It's not something that we're gonna ever. It's not something that I was able to forgive myself for easily. I mean, you see them say, yes, I know she did the best she could, or they're kind with their words because he watched me deal with a lot of hurt. He watched me go through a lot of suffering. He watched me go through a lot of thank you, Miss Barbara. He's shy. He did. I would let him know. He just went. He took his daughter and went home. They live next door. But it's not something that I could ever give back. I can't give them those years back. I can't give them that peace back. I can't give them that stability back. Because like you said, we had stability. We had a home. We had food. We had the basic needs that they had met, but they didn't have a loving home that they needed to grow up in to see what it was supposed to, how people are supposed to be. My daughter, I'm working on her, y'all. She keeps telling me no, but I'm working on her. She doesn't want to be in a relationship at all. I don't know if that has to do with what she's seen me going through as a child, because I did leave them their biological when they were fairly young. I think my daughter was 4 or 5 when we were actually separated and not living together. But he was always around. He was always there, knocking on the door, showing up at the school. He kidnapped my daughter one time and he tried to take her from school. Thankfully got there in enough time to get her, but she had to see us fighting. We had to pick her up and drag her in the car and jumping in the car behind her. So these are things that they've had to see and experience, and we don't stop to think about how that has affected them. How them not being able to do whatever they can, give me the money I needed to fly to Tokyo somewhere and never see this man again, or like he said, he would be in jail, and that's one of the things I'm grateful for, that I left the situation before it got to the point where anyone went to jail, even though he did put me in jail for 3 days, but that's a whole different episode. um, we need to take care of our babies. They went through it with us too. They dealt with it too, and we have to take care of our babies. I don't know any other way. It was not easy to reflect on the way my children were impacted by whatever it is that they witnessed. He likes to be strong. I'm not impacted, but I mean, everyone's impacted. And I know it's a part of our story and it's a part of our healing. I also know that, we need to let them know and understand that they are not alone too. There are countless of children who live through similar or worse experiences. And the emotional toll that it takes on them often goes unspoken, again. And it's not on purpose. It's not on purpose. We want our children to be okay. We want their voices to be heard. We put them in therapy. We allow them to, that. But when it comes to our healing journey, and those of us who are out here on our platform, we need to remember that our children are, oh my goodness, sorry, our children are part of that journey as well. I'm going to put my earphones on. Give me one, you guys. This actually helps a little bit. There we go. We also have to understand that our children are a part of that journey, and their emotions have had a whole toll taken on them as well. So, like, if you're out here listening and you have children who's lived through domestic violence, I want you to know that you are not alone. Your kids may not always have a voice, but they feel it. They feel it. I watched my kids watch me suffer. Ugh, I'm not trying to cry. I watched my kids watch me suffer. I watched my kids watch me suffer while they looked helpless. I felt helpless. We were talking a little bit about how he didn't abuse all of my children, but the abuse started to trickle down that path. And that was when I decided, okay, this is starting to be too much. If I can't stand up for myself, I have to stand up for my children. And I wasn't going to let that man do to my children what he had done to me. They may have grown up in the crossfire, but they also have the potential to heal, to thrive, to break free from the patterns of violence that tried to define them, that is trying to define them if you're still in that situation. It's okay to acknowledge that you're in pain. It's okay to acknowledge that they have pain. It's okay to feel the grief for what your children had to witness. It is, oh my God, but I have a hard time. I had a hard time. I am getting over that. I have actually gotten over that. I have my moments. Again, we all have our moments where we're like, oh my God, oh my God. But I have forgiven myself. I know that the situation wasn't one that was my fault. And all of my children were by this man. And I tried to leave. And he would, he was one of those that would go to court, make up lies, try to make it seem like I'm a bad mother, call CPS on me, and do whatever he needed to try to control me through my children. Luckily, I was a little bit smarter than that, but not everyone is as lucky to have someone that could tell them what they needed to do. I was one of the ones. I didn't have a lot of money. I didn't have a lot. I went to domestic violence shelters, and I actually listened to what the caseworkers told me. I listened to what, the legal assisted people told me. I don't know if that's even going to still be an option, you know. But if it is, take advantage of all of the resources that you have, because those people are not there to judge you. It looks like they might be judging you because they, as a caseworker, have had millions of files on their desk with men and women who go through things, and not all of them listen to what they say. So when you come around, they might just be a little burnt out, but bear with them, because once they see you putting in the work, you're going to see a different side of them, because it is discouraging. And that's not an excuse. It really isn't, but that's just the reality of the situation. You might go see someone who might be fed up with, you know, people going back to these situations, going back to the violence and taking their kids with them, but still keep trying to find resources so that you don't have to continue to feel guilty about having your children in this situation. And just also remember that there's hope. There's always a path forward. There's always a path forward, even if it's hard to see right now. Even if you think, I am stuck in this situation, I have these kids by this crazy person, and now this person is using me and my children as they're holding us hostage. It's still possible. It's still possible. There's always a path. There's always a path. You just have to find that path. You know, it starts with recognizing the wounds, but it continues with taking the steps forward and continuing to take the steps forward, even when you have setbacks. Even when you have setbacks, listen to what I am saying. When you have setbacks, continue to step forward. They say if you go one step forward, you take 2 steps back. The next time takes 4 steps forward or 5. You just got to keep trying to position yourself ahead of the game, and just kind of walk towards a healthier future for you and your children. Because it's not easy. And if you think it is, you're going to continue to go back. You're going to continue to feel like you're failing. And the only time you fail is when you give up on yourself, when you give up on your dreams, when you give up on hope, when you give up on life. That's the only time you fail, not when you fall down. Because what happens when you fall down? You just get back up. You know, you dust yourself off. You might have some bumps and bruises, but you're still alive and you're still able to get up and go. This is a little shorter of an episode because it's more of emotional to me. I'm going to have to kind of, because I hate the idea. Sorry again. We're going to get this soundproofing thing situated. You got to promise. We're just still working on stuff. But I thank you for sitting with me today on Insights of a Survivor, because this was not a conversation for me to have. It actually drained me, so I'm putting up my boundaries. And but it was a necessary conversation, because our children are often quiet witnesses of trauma, and it's time that we give them a voice too. Because I said that we're breaking the silence. Their voices are silent voices too. And they experience trauma just the same as the rest of us. It's just, you know, they're more helpless to help with. They're more helpless in the situation because they can't do anything for it. You know, like I said, my son was really young when he was talking. The story he told you about when he was in middle school. He's one of those late bloomers. So when he was in the 7th grade, he still looked like he was in the 5th grade. He was small, but he was a little feisty thing. He would climb up on the wall and put his hands on you if he had to. Thankfully, he didn't do that, and thankfully, he calmed it down. But he was ready, you know, and that I don't know what I would have done if he would have tried to help me, and that man would have done something. I probably would still be in jail right now. So things happen the way they're supposed to happen, and I am going to keep doing the best that I can to make sure that they heal from the situation. So like I was saying, I'm sorry, I'm just bouncing all over the place. To every mother carrying a child, the weight of guilt. To every child who grew up in silence. To every family learning how to rebuild, your story matters, and healing is possible. As my favorite person, Shata Shakur, said, it is our duty to fight. It is our duty to win. We must love and support each other. We have nothing to lose but our chance. I think I've said that one before. But that is a beautiful one. That is a beautiful one, because we don't have anything to lose. We fight by speaking our truth. We win by choosing to heal again and again, and it's not going to ever be easy. And we rise by standing beside each other. We do, each step of the way. It's not about giving up. It's not about giving up, you know. And I want to ensure that everyone in need has access to real support. So if you know someone who's experiencing domestic violence, human trafficking, please, or to human trafficking, I'm sorry, reach out for help. Or if you are a child or a young adult who have been plagued with watching your parents go through domestic violence, here's something for you guys. It's called Love is Respect for teens and young adults. The number is 1-866-331-9474. Again, that's 1-866-331-9474. 9474. You know what? You guys are texters. So, I mean, you're not going to call that number. So you can text the number. You can text love is all one word, all caps, LOVEIS to 22522. And it is a platform for young adults and teens to understand healthy relationships, boundaries, and how to process domestic abuse in the home or dating. And it offers peer chat, education, and anonymous help. So reach out to them. Reach out to them. And of course, if you are, a young adult and you have a parent who's dealing with it and you want to help them, you can call the National Domestic Violence Hotline, 1-877-1-800-9799-SAFE. This episode has me all over the place. So again, you're going to have to bear with me. It's 1-800-799-7233 or visit www.thehotline.org. So the final words of encouragement, you guys, to children who survived the storm. I see you. I hear you. I hear the silence that you grew up in, the kind of fear that you had to deal with, the confusion, the questions that no child should have to ask. And you didn't deserve it. You didn't deserve to be forced to witness that. You were not the cause of the chaos that was around you. It was never your fault. Never, ever will be your fault. And you need to know this. What you lived does not define what you are just destined to become. Your heart is still worthy. Your voice still matters. And the fact that you're still here, that's proof of your strength. You are more of a survivor than you know. You seed of change growing from a cracked ground. And to the parents, I know that guilt lingers. The what ifs, what they keep you awake. What if I would have left when I got pregnant with my daughter? Or what if I, would have just stabbed him? No, don't do that. I'm sorry. I'm not stabbing anybody. I'm not saying, but what if I would have fought back to protect my kids in a positive way? Leaving, getting the help, using the resources. What if I should have done more? But let me remind you, you did the best that you could while trying to survive. You fought through darkness to make a way. And the fact that you're still trying, that's love in action. What matters most now is how you show up today, to hold space, to apologize if you need to listen, to rebuild, to help your child reframe their narrative. And yes, the pain happened, but healing is happening. Okay. So, every child who lived through the crossfire and every parent trying to make sense of that, Matthew, you're not broken. You are becoming better. Every day you're becoming stronger. So until next time, take care of yourself. Speak truth even when it trembles. And never forget that your pain does not disqualify you from peace. You hear that? Your pain does not disqualify you from peace. It prepares you for peace. So fight for your peace non-violently. Again, I joke when I get nervous, but really just do the best that you can. And I'm gonna get off and I'm gonna cry, and I will see you all next week.
It's been dark way too long in this place. That bright smile long gone been replaced. From ear to ear I see that fear in your face. It's been dark way too long in this place. That bright smile long gone been replaced. From ear to ear I see that fear in your face. Tell me when the last time you felt safe, cause there's some evil people in the streets. Evil at your front door, creeping while you sleep. It's time to raise up, show that evil we ain't weak. We don't turn the other cheek, I can show you how to be strong. Come on, follow me. Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. No more running from the bad guy. I'ma stare him in the eye like, what's up? I know the journey got hard for a minute, but I ain't giving this up. Yeah, I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up. We go. It's been dark way too long in this place. That bright smile long gone been replaced. From ear to ear I see that fear in your face. Tell me when the last time you felt safe, cause there's some evil people in the streets. Evil at your front door, creeping while you sleep. It's time to raise up, show that evil we ain't weak. We don't turn the other cheek, I can show you how to be strong. Come on, follow me. Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. No more running from the bad guy. I'ma stare him in the eye like, what's up? I know the journey got hard for a minute, but I ain't giving